And you already know how we getting in on it. I got my man, partner in crime, Mr. LP in the house. And look, we even got a special guest in today. That's my man, Kimo. Oh, man.
Yes, sir.
We're going to be sharing with you a little bit of live boxing banter. Let's get right into it, man. Hey, listen. We just heard some news, right?
Yes.
This is bad news for boxing fans, though. From what I hear it, man, Sebastian Fondora has broken his hand in training, or allegedly has broken his hand in training.
Yeah.
Mr. LP keeps saying it's a fake injury. I don't know where he's going with it, but that's what he keeps saying. I don't know. No, listen, man. Inferno ain't faking no injury. Let's just keep that real. If anybody was out there thinking there's some kind of fake injury going on, Inferno is not faking an injury. Having said that, still a fucking bummer, man. How you feel about it?
Hey, man. Well, yeah, it definitely is a bummer. But real quick, happy Friday, boxing fan. What it do? 4love of boxing, man. We represent it, right? Like we do all the time, Friday nights. But hey, check it out. So yes, the sad breaking news, October the 25th, main events. Sebastian Fondora versus Keith One-Time Thurman has been postponed due to injury, man. And that's a bummer. In addition to that, the Oshaki Foster-Steve Fulton fight that was on the co-main event for that card is also going to be joining them in the postponed date. So, I'm not quite sure.
That was a very interesting fight itself right there,
too,
but I'm just as bummed with that one. You know, in a lot of ways, a lot of people will tell you that was the main event of the night, man. Right? A much tougher fight,
it's more of a well-matched battle as compared to like
people think
a very
it's
inactive Keith Thurman and stuff. Yes, I agree. And it's a bummer. That was a few weeks away and stuff, and I was looking forward to this one. I was very anxious to see what Sebastian Fondora was going to do and look versus a well-experienced warrior and Keith Thurman. But I know my man's here, Kimo, is not too fond of this either, because I also know he happens to be a fan of the man's too. You know?
Hell yeah. Every time I see that guy fight, it's always been slaughter. Shit, the first time I moved into your house, we watched that fucking brawl.
You talking about Thurman, or you talking about Fondora?
The bloodbath, bro.
Oh no,
bloodbath.
Oh, he's talking about Tim Tszyu
and Sebastian Fondora, the first fight.
Yeah, and then, ironically, later on that year, we met him live in Vegas.
Yeah, I was just about to chime in with that. Yes,
yes,
we met him ringside at the Virgil Ortiz fight. Was it MGM Grand or was it Mandalay?
Yeah, right as Turkey walked by us. Inferno walked by us right after that.
No, that was a good time though. I was enjoying it.
That was a great time.
Was that your first ringside experience?
First ringside that public.
What's up.
How'd you like that, bro? They were going LP.
Yeah, right.
Bro, it's on video. Go check it out, man. Yeah. No, listen, man. It's a fucking bummer, bro. I was actually looking forward to these fights, man. Really looking forward to that weekend, man. For a lot of people who don't know, that's my birthday weekend, man. My birthday's the very next day, and now the fights are fucking canceled.
Well,
having said that,
but the beauty is, there we go.
Hey, man, if you know Guapo Damas, ain't nothing nicer for Guapo Damas than on his birthday to get Joseph Parker going up in that matchup, and he's still fighting on the 25th. So I can't wait, man. Fabio Ward. Fabio Ward is a serious contender too, man.
It's a good fight, man.
Man, look, I'm looking forward to that fight just because I think the tougher the opponent, the better it is for Joseph Parker at this point, bro. Because I don't think there's anybody at heavyweight who he can't handle, maybe outside of Usyk, you know what I mean? So, like, if he can handle anybody up there, the tougher the fight, the better he's gonna look because he's gonna handle it.
Well, Fabio is a very big, strong heavyweight.
Yeah.
And
it's hard.
Unfortunately, I was just reminded this week. They were hyping the fight up, but it was more for Warley than anything. Yeah. But it was when Parker went to war versus Joe Joyce, and Joyce knocked him out.
Yep. Joyce did, man. It is heavyweight boxing.
But big puncher, very Fabio-like. So this is a tough fight, man. And this guy's coming. He's going to come with it. Yeah. So Parker Parker has elevated his game over the years. I mean, he's been in some monsters. He's doing his fucking thing. I don't expect that to happen again. I think Joseph Parker is definitely at the elite level. He isn't champion at this moment, but I definitely see him being a champ.
The crazy part of it for me, man, especially when it comes to, we're just speaking about the heavyweight division, right? Like, the difference between 1 and 10 isn't as far as in some of the other divisions. If I go down and I look at Bam Rodriguez, let's just say, right, where he's at, or I look at Monster, and I then gauge who's at 10th in that division, they have no chance against them, you know what I mean? But at heavyweight, I go to 10th, man, If you're at 10, you're a top 10 heavyweight. You got something going.
Yeah.
So and you
more
can pop,
likely,
right?
it's more than likely you got that pop. You got the size, and you're just a big
that's
puncher.
the thing, right? That's the thing, and especially if you got somebody who's got a good puncher's chance with it, they can bring it in at any time. That whole thing can change up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. But that is a beautiful thing, though. I like that you segued that in because I was going to actually punch in on that. But, like, it's a bummer that Fight card, pay-per-view evening card for that night was canceled. But your birthday weekend, you get to see in the afternoon time.
Yeah.
Your man's Joseph Parker.
Where is that fight, man? Where is Joseph Parker? It's got to be in England somewhere, right?
It's in the UK.
Yeah,
man.
He's selling out over there, bro. He's very supported up there.
So, in other words, I'm more likely the main event's going to be about 2, maybe 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
And let's see where it's at. I'm just going to take a look. Yep, United Kingdom, London.
Man, it should be interesting.
So yeah, it
I
might
hope
even be
Chubbs,
earlier.
the director, will be watching with me that day because I know he likes to give me shit when it comes to Joseph Parker. But I always make him look goofy because Joseph Parker always comes through for me when he's trying to make me look dumb with those picks, man. So yeah, I hope you're watching with me that day.
Speaking of sidebar on that too, so with the fights coming up, I always kind of like to watch highlights and upcoming fighters. Catch some of their previous fights, just kind of get the flow of the big fight coming up. And I was actually watching the highlights of the Joseph Parker Andy Ruiz fight.
Yeah.
A fight that I don't think I've actually have rewatched again since the first go around. I have been stating for a very long time to everybody that was listening, I thought that Andy Ruiz was shafted. After watching,
shafted, I know it was close, man.
After watching,
no.
After watching the highlights earlier this week, or I don't know, it's been a few days. I think I was wrong. I think I should sit down and watch the whole fight, but from the looks of it, Joseph Parker handled biz with ease. He was popping that jab, boxing pretty beautifully, keeping Andy at bay.
Man, that's nutty that you say that. Now you're appreciating it a little bit more because probably at the time you wasn't.
Yep. Well, of course, I was appreciating Andy Ruiz. Of course, I was being biased more than likely. But now that I could appreciate the body of work that he's done since his last L, again, I might have been wrong.
You want me to tell you for me what that? Because I've gone back and watched a couple of them too, man. And some of the previous fights, are impressive when it comes to some of the stuff Joseph Parker's done. Let's just say the last 10 fights, right? But for me, very impressive was probably a little bit more amongst the lines of when he fought Zhang. He took some humongous bombs in that fight.
And he kept getting up.
Yes, man. And Zhang is like a 500-pound, 600-pound dude. Like, he's not, you know what I mean? But he is. Like, he's a fucking monster. And those punches were landing, bro.
Big motherfucker.
Well, you know what's a little bit funny about that is he took Big Bang's big shots.
He did.
Put on his ass twice, but kept getting up and taking the big punches throughout the whole and still doing his thing. Ironically, Big Bang banged out freaking Joe Joyce after he beat freaking Joseph Parker.
Yeah.
And he knocked him out twice. So it's funny how fighter A beating fighter B doesn't actually equate to fighter A beating fighter C. In this case, fighter A beating Joe Joyce beating fighter B and Parker.
Yeah.
He's fighting fighter C. Big Bang comes in and annihilates him twice, only to get a fight with Joe Joyce and take a hands down legitimate loss despite the knockdowns that he actually served, because he did absolutely nothing aside from the punches that he got him on his ass. So it's just like, it's just so crazy.
And listen, and for me, the proof is in the pudding when you actually start dealing with that, right? It's not necessarily how we look when we were fighting the same dude. Just go directly to it. Zhang had a rematch clause against Parker.
He didn't want that smoke.
Listen, that's the WBO interim heavyweight title.
Yeah.
Which is a form of a heavyweight title or gets you in line to actually get a crack at the undisputed man, you know what I mean? And he decided to not chase that rematch clause when it came to Joseph Parker. I think that literally tells you it all. That's how high level Joseph Parker is. And now, having said that, I also think that he showed humongous heart. Now, Zhang banged out Wilder with those same bombs, and Wilder didn't get up.
Yeah.
I mean, Joseph Parker kept coming. He got knocked down 3 times in that, man.
So that's what I was referencing in regards to the fact that I watched the Joe Joyce knockout where it was more exhaustion more than anything. Maybe he gassed himself out, whatever the case. But Joyce hit him. Yeah, he falls on the ropes, and he basically was like, I had enough.
This is it.
He wasn't knocked out cold, but he was like, I had enough, and didn't bother to get up. And it's just it's crazy to see a fighter's growth in their career, how they developed, whether it be on a skill set, their stamina, or even their mental psyche.
Listen,
and that right there tells me a lot. The fact that Parker, who maybe he's been there, done that, maybe he wasn't fully there mentally, and was like, nah, I'm good. But he had to use that as a learning experience to be prepared for the next go-around, which he fought a bigger, stronger fighter in Big Bang Zhang. Again, Zhang knocked out the guy that knocked him out, but he was like, not today.
Not today.
Not today.
Not today.
And he showed the fucking guts and heart of a true fucking champion.
You were poking
a true future champion.
Listen,
again.
And you were poking at that, right? You were saying that he's evolved and maybe his skill set's even getting better. For me, his skill set is actually a slight bit less than what it was in the past, though. You know what it was to me that I think where you hit the nail on the head is when you start saying, hey, like, is his mental makeup any different, right? Man, to me, it's night and day, bro. When I look at it now, it's like when I look at his mental makeup in the fights that he's doing now, it's not even close to the
over the last couple of years. Over the last couple of years, he has become more of a polished, seasoned fighter, and I have not as much as how you have been for a longer time, but I have now since became a Joseph Parker fan, and I know it. Once the freaking dust settles with the undisputed king in Usyk, he will be champion. He will. He definitely will be champion.
So this is the question that I posed to you that as we're speaking up in here, right? Have you ever seen somebody else whose career took that kind of a turn where he maybe had been a world champion, but not as respected as some of the other world champions were, but then takes a turn, has a couple big fights and a rejuvenation, a renaissance, let's just say, in his career, and then as he's stepping in, then steps in on a much bigger scale?
Yeah. I just sorry, I was a little bit distracted still with all.
Yeah, but all the sexiness that came in.
Yeah, we got.
I noticed that too. He was definitely thrown off by all the sexiness just in the room. Look, Jerry Munoz in the house. What's up,
what up? Yo, sorry to interrupt y'all, but
everybody's live at home right now. Just said, oh,
it's good.
The show just got better.
Everybody was just hitting me up like, hey, where Jerry at? The show's going live. He ain't there. And I was like, who's the white guy? And I was like, yeah, that's the Tommy Gunn biggest #1 fan. Yeah, fan club over there. But yeah, he was just keeping the seat warm for me. Your boy's back in the house. Let's rock and roll. I'm sorry to interrupt y'all, but let's do it.
Yeah, no, we're wrapping up the first part here. We're just
listen, like straight up, we had to actually just commented on some of the things, right? One of the things that we had commented on was some of the fights getting canceled for the 25th for the Fundora and Thurman fight, right?
Yep.
But it's my birthday weekend, so I told him that the boxing guys still looked down and said, that's all right, though. We're going to keep the Joseph Parker fight live for you that same day, though, man. And then it kind of just naturally brought us to a little bit of conversation with Joseph Parker's renaissance that he had a little bit within, right? I was telling him that, to me, I actually think that the skill set has actually dropped off a slight bit. But
Parker?
Yes, but the mental makeup with him has gone through the roof now to what he had before. So that it's almost like maybe he had more physical tools a little bit, but he didn't know how to use them back then, to where now he may have slightly had a little bit less
getting older,
but he knows how to use every single tool.
Mental psyche, his experience, I think, is a big factor. So what I was sharing,
no doubt.
Didn't get a recap of what I was just commenting about, but I just recently, just a couple days ago, seen his fight versus Joe Joyce, and Joe stopping him. Parker. And Joyce stopped Parker, and Joyce ended up going on to fight Big Bang Zhang and got knocked out twice by the bigger, stronger Big Bang Zhang. And I was talking about fighter A, fighter B, fighter C, this and that. So like just because Joe Joyce was the better man versus Parker, everyone kind of, including myself, was like, you know what? I don't think Parker's gonna have a chance in hell versus this big freaking monster. And hey, not only did he freaking taste the power and felt,
he absorbed every single one of those punches,
and took knockdowns. He showed bravery, he showed heart, he showed courage, and kept getting up and fought on to earn that victory clear. Despite the knockdowns, he definitely deserved the victory. But again, what I was talking about when he was fighting Joyce, it was almost like it was exhaustion. Maybe he spent himself. He wasn't mentally prepared. Didn't have the experience at that level. Whatever the case may be, he obviously had to adjust, which he did. My point is, when he went down, he wasn't knocked out cold. He just basically laid there and was like, yeah, I'm done. I had enough. And he could have done the same thing versus Big Bang Zane, which I believe is a bigger puncher, right?
Yeah, much bigger.
And but he showed guts and kept getting off the canvas and still taking. He didn't take a lot of big shots because Big Man was super sluggish and slow. But at the end of it, though, he got out and he
didn't take enough that would have like really shut down anybody's night that night.
Oh,
man.
for sure.
Some of those bombs were like incredible that he was able to absorb. Man, it was a master at work, bro. When I saw him work that night, and it's crazy to say that because he got knocked down 3 times. But I'm looking on, man, and I'm like, damn, this boy has mastered his craft, and he's now being able to approach it as a master. You know what I mean? So, man, I can't wait. I can't wait to see what he does against Wardy. I think he's gonna knock Fabio out, man. I think I say under 5 rounds, bro.
Yeah, you would say that. You're his biggest fan.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's no doubt about that. But he has become I've become a fan of his too.
Yeah.
This little consecutive win streak that he's been on has been good for the sport. Has been good for the heavyweight division.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even remember the last time that he was in a dull fight. Joseph Parker has become very fun to watch. The venue that they're fighting in is going to be completely packed.
It's gonna be nuts, man.
He's earned this opportunity to be the guy if he wins this fight. So on the 25th, you're going to get blessed with another good heavyweight fight. Looking forward to it, but Wardley should not be overlooked.
No, listen,
100%.
and we had actually hinted at that, right? I literally was
100%.
telling Mr. LP that for me, especially when you're talking about heavyweight in top 10 heavyweights, right? If you go down the weight categories, let's just say you go down to a Monster or you go down to Bam Rodriguez weight division, right? And you say they're fighting the 10th ranked guy, you're going to be going, oh, okay, that 10th ranked guy is probably not going to have much of a shot against those dudes, right? Heavyweight division is different, man. They pop so hard up there.
Yes, sir.
And if you're in the top 10 heavyweight, you got a shot at the title, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's one of those deals where that's the one division where it's not really set in stone, bro.
And every dog has their day, any given Sunday, whatever cliche you want to use for the sport.
All
of
it takes
boxing,
is
right?
one.
Yeah, all it takes is one.
Well, listen,
especially for heavyweight boxing.
To me, I actually think that's what makes Joseph Parker so special. He doesn't win these fights by complete blowouts, you know what I mean?
No.
It's not like he's like snowballing everybody. No, he gets in there.
It's entertaining.
It's entertaining because he's got a shot of being knocked out himself when he's in there.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, it's one of those deals that it's a beautiful thing to see. Hey, listen, we're on the live one. We're about to cut out as session 1 is over, but I'm going to let you guys go with one last thought we're going to touch on. I did just see that the WBC has now ordered Christian Mbili and Lester Martinez to be the mandatory rematch. So I thought that was pretty cool. There was a little bit of a cool nugget for me also.
They announced that I think the week right after that fight.
I think now though that they're actually in negotiations.
Yeah. So now that's different. So yeah. They announced it, but just because a sanctioning body freaking chooses that this fighter and this fighter has to do this and do that, that doesn't necessarily reflect the fact that they actually call the shots.
They said that they're in negotiations. But if they're looking at early 2026.
Okay, so if they're in negotiation, that's a great thing because that was a fun fight.
Yes.
And I definitely look forward for them to run that shit back, bro.
Yeah, I would love to see that fight again before the end of the year. And if they can't, then first quarter, let's bring that on. It could headline its own card.
That was in May, right? Yeah.
No, it was September.
That was September.
Yeah, it was September.
Yeah, it was. I thought.
No, they're gonna
September.
Listen, word is that it's gonna be January, February that they're gonna be walking.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, we're at that time of the year where they're starting to put cards together for first quarter, early 26.
There's not many dates with the holidays coming and everything too. To slide yourself in.
The WBC actually had a custom belt made for Lester Martinez after drawing.
Did they show it?
They showed it.
They showed what it looked like.
Yeah,
Guatemala thing.
No, it actually wasn't. It actually had a lot of the WBC green hits to it or whatever within it. I thought it was pretty cool though. I thought it was pretty cool.
Hold on to it for him.
Yeah,
give him a couple months. He's coming for it.
Bring it down here, bro. Come down here to the station. Let me hold it for a second. That sounded whack as shit. I know. Yeah, you know what I mean? So that was a cool nugget, man. Look, listen, we are definitely right at the point where we're going to be giving you guys a 2-minute break, but tune back in because we're coming right back in live.
With that fire, bro.
Look, with that sexy fire because this shit is not sexier as this man entered the
4luvofboxing, baby.
Let's go. Make sure you guys keep tuning in, keep supporting. What's up? We'll see you guys in about 5 minutes.
Come.